You get lots of good help. Got to have somebody to stay with you.
Now Skinner has Dale Earnhardt Jr., but they're 3 wide as Gordon came right up with Casey Atwood in the middle groove.
Things are starting to tighten up at the ranch, boys.
Still 3 wide.
The first 30 cars are separated by only 2 seconds.
These guys are starting to talk to their crew chiefs a little bit about that next pit stop. Be coming in about 14 laps. I would say it'd be 4 tires again.
Matt Kenseth, one of 16 drivers to lead this race. Robbie Reiser is crew chief up on the box as their last year. And continues to lead Michael Waltrip, Bobby Hamilton, and then any of those cars 3 abreast behind them.
Hey, Mikey's 4. Look at Mikey. He's moved up here in second place.
3 abreast behind them. Hamilton, Craven, and problems for Steve Park, the Rockingham winner. Bit of smoke from behind his car as he drops off the banking.
Comes in here 5th in points. This could really hurt where he's at in the point situation.
Yeah, that's definitely engine failure, so I'm sure he'll be going to the garage. Hey, Mikey, going to the front.
First time today for Waltrip. I think he'll be our 7th.
You're clear there, clear all
He
around.
set a record for this race, but in July of 1986,
Pick your lane,
26.
clear all around.
Now, this is what Dale Earnhardt was always so good at. You see where Michael's setting? This is where I watched Dale, and he would just kind of work backs and forth. And then he would jump into whichever line looked like had the most head of steam.
Steve, what happened to Steve Park?
Mike, we understand he has a flat tire. He was not going to stop until about lap 99. It's a flat left front tire. So they're going to take this opportunity to come in and do their service. They're going to take a 1 pound out of the right rear, put a round of wedge back in. But a flat left tire for Steve Park.
Yeah, I could see that smoke coming out of the left front, and I thought maybe it was an engine problem. But it's good to know it's a tire, and you can get that fixed and get going again.
When you have a flat in turn 1, it's a long way to pit road.
And it's a wonder it didn't tear up something. That tire come apart and start whooping the oil cooler out from underneath there.
How about this rookie right here, Casey Atwood? He's got the help of the other Dodge, Sterling Marlin. I believe I'd have stayed up there, Casey.
Yeah. Well, what'd you do that for? Should have stayed out there and let him push you across the line, bud.
They had a head of steam. How about Sterling Marlin? Led this race early. Car got a little bit loose, went all the way back to the back. After the pit stop, he's worked his way, and he's back leading 2 laps before halfway.
Setting up for pit stops at Talladega, so we'll take one. We'll be back with more NASCAR on Fox.
On Fox is brought to you by MBNA, issuer of the official NASCAR credit card. Log on, MBNA.com.
For one of the first times today, we have 2 packs of cars in the Talladega 500. Sterling Marlin leads Casey Atwood and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Mike Wallace and Kurt Busch. Still 39 cars on the lead lap, and back through 30th place. It is 1 pack of cars, then a gap to some veterans: Jimmy Spencer, Bill Elliott, Dale Jarrett, Johnny Benson, Bobby Labonte, and Tony Stewart.
Kind of interesting, you know, think back to Daytona, never saw Michael or Dale Jr. near the front until real near the end of the day. And here they both are. Michael led, and Dale Jr. is right up there fighting for the lead.
Now again, as in the first sequence, Kevin LePage will be the first car to drop off pit road and pit, and Earnhardt Jr. leads, and the crowd comes to its feet. First time today that Dale Jr. has led a lap.
Oh, they love that.
You gotta love that.
A potential win in Texas, foiled by a late pit stop. Earnhardt Jr. puts the Bud Chevy out front and took Casey Atwood along to second place.
Casey got a run on Sterling right here. Sterling gives him the inside, but then he tries to take it away. Casey had to go down about half of a lane below the yellow line. Being a rookie, I'm not so sure that NASCAR wouldn't want to talk to him about that.
And they will, Darrell.
The black flag, that means go to the pits and find out what you did wrong.
And they'll probably take their time telling you.
His teammate, Bill Elliott, becomes one of the first to pit under green, second pit stop of the day.
Well, it's time for pit stops. You know, we're up to lap 97. Everybody will have to make this stop and one more. Darrell, I'm going to give you 4 tires. Then you're probably going to finish the race on these left sides. I'm going to give you 2 later on.
I like that. Go ahead. I'm with you. I'm singing the same song, buddy.
The only thing bad about Bill here, a lot of trouble right here on the left side. The only problem is he's in there by himself. He's got some sort of, they're holding him. He must have been speeding on pit road. See, he was speeding on pit road, so they held him for 15 seconds, and he's definitely going to go a lap plus more down, Steve Burns.
There you guys are talking about inner liners, tires within a tire. This is the left front off Steve Park's car. This was a cut. They've already circled it. You can see my pen sticking through there. But the inner liner did its job, and it stayed fully inflated, allowing Steve Park to make it back down to pit road.
Boy, what a safety item Goodyear come up with there. That's just a tire within a tire. If it had not been for that, we could have had our first caution.
Casey Atwood is in, making their pit stop repairs now. He will serve an additional 15 seconds. Too fast entering the pit, we're told.
Boy, when it goes bad, it just all goes bad, doesn't it, Larry?
Yeah, 55 miles an hour. And again, I guess it's so, you got your tack to go by, but so hard to judge at after being out there for 50-something laps, running 180-something miles an hour.
And being a rookie, this is like discipline. They got to call you in and talk to you, you know.
And we're being told he was out of fuel to add to it, and when your motor's not running, your tack's not working, you don't know how fast you're running.
That's why he was speeding coming down pit road. Happens a lot.
How about Kurt Busch? That 97 car of Jack Roush. First time ever at Talladega, and he's had no reluctance to put that car in the wind out front.
He runs so good at Daytona back in February, though.
Oh, yeah, he was right up there amongst them.
Jeff Purvis in the James Finch 51.
Now, this team finished second yesterday. The team did, Finch's team, in the Busch race, and having a pretty darn good run today.
And this is a Ford, and they run Ernie Elliott motors that Ernie built last year before converting over to building Dodge motors.
Earnhardt Jr. down to the inside and slicing off for pit road.
Michael Waltrip with him. Mike Wallace, Sterling Marlin, Jeff Burton, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Pit road's fixing to get busy for the next 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, Michael actually got down past Dale Jr. before they got to the line, which is legal. Dale Jr. slowed down a little too quick.
And Ricky Craven leads this lap. He is I believe he's the 19th different leader of this race.
Dale Jr.'s got a good pit. He's in the second pit down here at the end, so he's going to be able to get in and out real easy.
Dick?
The instructions to Sterling Marlin were to make sure he got wide around the 15 car so they didn't get tangled up coming into the pits. This was arranged that the 15 car of Waltrip and Marlin would fit together. To Steve Burns.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. getting left side tires. They have some changes on their crew. Jeff Clark will gas instead of Jack. 4 tires, no adjustment for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Whoa, we about had a wreck at the exit of pit road. We had 4 cars trying to go for that hole at once.
And once they pass that line, they can accelerate full speed.
Our leader, Ricky Craven, in the 32, he's hit pit road as well now. He's bringing about 9 or 10 cars with him.
Ward Burton, Kurt Busch come in. Dave Blaney is in. And Mark Martin is the leader. Jeannie?
Well, no adjustments on Ward Burton's car this time around, guys. It was loose. They made an adjustment at the last pit stop, but he is feeling great with the vehicle. Just looking for 4 tires and some fuel to get back out on the track.
Kevin Harvick is in for 4 tires and fuel as well. The very experienced pit crew here working on this car. These guys have all worked together for a long, long time, and they are among the very best in the business. Jackman, Mike Moore flying around the front of the car. They've already got the rights on. Lefts are done. 15.9 seconds. A nice stop for Harvick.
Green flag stops continue. There's Mike Skinner finishing up. Mark Martin goes to the lead. He and Sterling Marlin have now led every race this year. The only 2 drivers to do so, as Martin pits with Johnny Benson, Matt Kenseth, Dave Marcus, and John Andretti. Jeannie?
Well, Matt Kenseth was complaining the car was a little tight, so they're going to take a turn out of the left rear. And, of course, he wants 4 tires. He doesn't want to risk it out there. He's going to take the time to get all 4 tires.
They put a rev limiter in there to keep him from over-revving it, and that's why it was chattering like that.
Benson, who's way down pit road, finishing up, and here's Stacy Compton. Dick?
Now, Stacy Compton's problems are not going to be fixed on this pit stop. They believe that they either got a broken shock mount or a broken shock altogether. That's why this long stop to try and get it squared away. Crew Chief Chad Knaus has just waved his hand, told them behind the wall. The pole sitter, big problems on the right front. Going to go behind the wall and try to fix them. To Matt Yoakum.
On the previous stop, no adjustments for Ricky Rudd. This stop, the same call. No adjustments for the 28 car of Ricky Rudd as Ray Holm goes to work on the rear. Bobby Burrell in the front. Cleans off the windshield. Norman Koshabizo gets that can, packs that fuel cell full of fuel, 16 seconds, and he pulls away, as does the 20 to 26 of Jimmy Spencer and the 88 of Dale Jarrett.
Rusty Wallace had taken the lead, but now also comes to pit road, completes his service, and heads out.
These pit stops are so critical. If you don't have a good pit stop, you lose that lead draft, buddy. You're out of it.
Now, instead of going behind the wall, they've sent Stacy Compton back in the race.
Well, yesterday in the Busch race, Nemechek broke a shock mount. I think that's what put him out of the race. And these shocks are so aggressive, as Larry will tell you. They got so much rebound, they're so strong that they'll just rip themselves right out of the tubing they're welded to.
Yeah, I mean, I think teams do a great job of putting the shock mounts on, but again, the shocks, as you say, Dale, they're just so aggressive. Just pound, 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 pound. It just rips the mounts right out of the frame.
Rusty Wallace with Robert Presley running 1-2 as they come back up to speed. And a little bump drafting going on there as they get back to full speed.
There's Mark Martin right there in the picture, and Ricky Rudd, and here they all come.
Todd Bodine with him, Ricky Rudd. That's 6 Fords in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr. there in that pack with a Chevy. And Sterling Marlin's Dodge.
Look at Todd Bodine, that's 66 down the inside, but Rusty pulls him here, headed off into turn 1, 3 wide behind him.
Todd Bodine, we're told, is going.
All right, you're doing good. Pay attention to that yellow liner. Get ready to post at 66. He just dipped down there trying to go by you. They ain't going to put up with that bullshit today. He's coming in for a stop and go. 8 cars coming hard on your inside.
I loudly applaud what they are doing today. It is ridiculous to run these cars down on these aprons. That's what causes trouble here. They've been warned. You got to show these guys sometimes.
Did he dive down there, or did he run out of room?
Yeah, he dove
down there.
That was
no different than what Atwood did. Same thing.
And the reason all this area is asphalted is because in the past when there was grass down there, these cars would slide down there. That would start these cars to tumbling and rolling. They put the asphalt down there for safety, but it's not to race on.
I'm glad that I've said for years, boys, we need out of bounds. I know that there are boundaries, but we need out of bounds, and now we are finally getting around to making that obvious.
This is the second pack led by Kurt Busch, the 5th place car, battling Rusty Wallace, Bobby Hamilton, the 55, Jeff Burton's 99, and Jeff Gordon's 24. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is your leader. Again, Todd Bodine is being black flagged for that move below the yellow line. Sterling Marlin will become the 2nd place car, then Mark Martin, and then that pack led by Kurt Busch. 105 laps have been completed here in the Talladega 500, presented by Subway on Fox.
You're not taking that with you, are you? Watch this.
For improved gas mileage, add more life to your car. By the joy of Pepsi. And by Viagra. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
Fox welcomes you back to Talladega, Alabama. We're looking in live on the Talladega 500. Dale Earnhardt Jr., your leader. Talk about walking on eggshells. How about driving on eggshells? Only one other time have we gone through the entire race here and not had a caution. That was in 1997. No caution so far. 19 different leaders. That's a new course record here. More than 20 lead changes. And Dale Earnhardt Jr., whose father had won more races here, the great late Dale Earnhardt, 10 than any other driver. And look at the speed record, Jeff Hammond. Here is Mark Martin, who, of course, led through some of the laps today. NASCAR's all-time record. We're talking about tremendous speeds, but at a tremendous safe pace.
Exactly right, Chris. And to emphasize that, if you notice, NASCAR made a statement. As I said earlier, if you make a mistake and go below that yellow line, you're going to come in and we're going to let you think about it for a stop-and-go penalty. So far, 2 guys have made a mistake. I believe the rest of the crew chiefs and spotters are saying, look, NASCAR's not giving you no second chance, guys. Keep it on the track, on the playing field. As Darrell said, don't get it out of bounds. So far, we had a really nice race.
And Dodge with the front row, of course. The last Dodge to win at Talladega was Dave Marcus, who was running in his first race of this year at age 6.